Jacqueline Fisher, and I was the role of the costume designer for this project. So as a costume designer, I kind of took the characters that we all three developed together with the idea of the storyboard, and I really tried to focus on different colors and textures for the patterning and drafting process. It took me a while to kind of find a genre that I wanted to fit in with. My first couple designs were really not well thought out and really underdeveloped. I just had some kinds of bright colors and bright textures and different things that seemed to catch the eye. But as I thought more and more about it, I went back and researched more of a Wild West and 1800s Mexican Renaissance era and found inspiration with their admirals, generals, and military uniforms for our main character Thorn and General Pharaoh. And as for Vera and the other villagers, I just kind of went off of the same genre of the very delicate feminine dresses and stuff like that for the more basic minor characters. As for our antagonists, the lava people, there's almost a sarcastic element to it with the funny t-shirt, which was a original idea by one of the other group members, Steven, and I kind of took that and developed it into something a little more fun and interesting, using the texture of stone and actually carving the words into it. So that was a really interesting, fun, contextual idea that I kind of brought to life a little bit by using a really dark and contrasting grayscale. As for Thorn, the colors of his actual body frame itself changes as he progresses throughout the story. So he starts with this very juvenile lime green and eventually turns to more of a darker foresty green, like a germination of a tree would. So there is this very drastic color change that happens that's really significant with the characters that I feel like blends really well with the lighting. And for that, it was just kind of an idea that I had, and I had looked at several different productions like Wicked and actually like The Lion King and stuff like that, and how their colors, sometimes the characters darken or lighten depending on their mood and stuff like that. So I really took that into inspiration.
Hi, I'm Leia Zweig, and I was a lighting designer for our project. For our project, I took mostly inspiration from The Lion King on Broadway. Our village is set place in the desert, and The Lion King is also taking place in a desert, so I took a lot of their feelings and a lot of their lighting ideas from The Lion King, and it was a huge inspiration for this project. So basically, for the first two scenes, it's more so natural lighting with Thorn as a little kid and Thorn working out and building his muscle. I did more so blue tones and a little bit of yellow to make it more outdoorsy and to make it just seem more natural. For when he was in the military, I did a little bit darker just so it can add that grittiness of the military to it, as well as just giving it a sense that he is growing up. Because as Jackie said, she also made him a little darker as he grew up, so I did that with the lighting also. For the rock battle, I wanted a little bit of red tones, but I wanted them to be a little darker and grittier to make it seem like it's the rocks, to add emphasis to the rocks and add emphasis to said scene. There are a lot of lighting cues for both the Rock War and the Lava War. The Lava War has a little bit more lighting cues to it. They have more flashing lights here and there. When Thorn finds love with Vera, the lighting seems to get a little more sweeter, so to say, with more pink tones and just more, as you would put it, love colors with pink, purple, red, all the above. So when Thorn finds Vera as a sword after the end of the Lava War, the lighting dims out, becomes a blackout, and a center special goes right on to Thorn to basically emphasize the moment that he's losing the love of his life and she's now a sword and he has to basically revenge the rock and lava people. So then that leads Thorn onto this journey and he ends up finding this new village, and in this village he finds a pyramid, and the pyramid is more so lit up with just like a bright light to emphasize it, as well as just give it that main emphasis in the show. And then when Thorn sticks the sword on the top of the pyramid, there will be a cue for a big flash of light, meaning that Thorn is this new leader of a village, and that this village is now brand new, and that it can now thrive and survive and just become a new hope.
Hello, my name is Stephen Gottman, and I am the sound designer for this production. As my role of sound designer, I drew a lot of my designs from older films, movies such as Braveheart, Star Wars New Hope, and The Never-Ending Story. Our protagonist Thorn starts his journey at his homeland of Cactuslandia. For these opening scenes, Thorn is underdog searching for his own identity. I referenced the movie Rocky for inspiration in these opening scenes. We hear a few amount of sound effects during this part of the production. The most important ones are the ones of the dumbbells clicking together as Thor works out. As the story progresses, Thorn finds himself in multiple major medieval-type battles. These scenes require a lot of tense music. Rewatching the film Braveheart, I saw that the sound effects are very important in these pivotal war scenes. The major sound effects being used in our production during both the Rock War and the Lava War are sounds of metal weaponry, such as swords, spears, and shields slamming into each other. I've also included sounds of soldiers dying/grunting in battle to add dramatics to the war scenes. After, when Thorn meets Aloe in the production, there is a brief time of bliss for both Thorn and the production. Once our protagonist has fallen in love with Aloe, the sound changes from warlike intense music to love songs and cheerful sound effects. As we near the end of our production, Thorn for the second time has lost his own identity. He wanders the desert in search of what to do with his life after the death of his wife. Because of this, I wanted to hone in on the theme of confusion, depression, and heartbreak. In order to portray this in sounds, I think it's important that the sound of overwhelming heat be present. This can be shown with large amounts of cicada sounds. I also want to portray Thorn as very lost and tired, and because of this I added the sounds of his feet dragging across the sand as he wanders through the desert. Finally, I wanted to show the importance of the pyramid that Thorn finds. As he walks up to it, I wanted to put in sounds of trumpets, sounding like a king is being